Tell me if this sounds familiar. You get ready to take your dog for a walk, they get excited. Maybe you get excited, maybe the sun is shining like it is here. You get their equipment on, their collar, their harness, whatever you use, get their lead on, and you walk out the front door. Well, maybe you don't walk out the front door, you're dragged out the front door. And subsequently, you're dragged to every lamppost, dog, smell, and 5 minutes into the walk, you're already having a bad time. And if you're being honest, regretting taking your dog out in the first place. What if I told you the problem isn't actually your dog or the equipment that you're using? The problem is that your dog is lacking some serious context. Let me explain. This concept is so simple, but once you understand it, it's going to completely transform life for you and your dog. Dogs and most animals, humans included, rely heavily on context. Think about your own life. You typically go to certain places for certain activities, and you'll wear a certain uniform to perform those activities. For example, going to work, you might put on a certain uniform, say for example, a suit and tie. That puts you in that headspace. So the same way that you wouldn't wear your suit and tie to relax in the evening or your sweatpants to go to work is because you're giving yourself a clear contextual cue which helps you with the behavior and mindset you need to get into in that moment. The problem is, however, we don't allow our dogs to have that same understanding. We don't give them those same contextual cues to help them understand what we're asking for in that moment. They just wear one uniform all day. So the core principle is we need to give our dogs a uniform for when it's time to work and a uniform for when it's time to rest. Let me explain. By using only one piece of equipment during a walk, you're blurring the lines for your dog between chill time and work time. Your dog will not understand the rules, and therefore your walks and your dog's walks are not going to be enjoyable and are going to be frustrating for the foreseeable future. You see, say currently you're walking on a harness. We walk out the door and our dog pulls in the harness to get to that really nice smell on the lamppost. And we let them do that because it's their walk. They should be allowed to sniff. Why not? However, next up, we see a dog coming our way and we know that dog's not too friendly and we just need to walk past. But your dog's interested in the other dog and wants to go say hello. So they do what they should do when they want something. They pull into their harness. All of a sudden then, we're not happy with that. We pull back and give resistance, and all of a sudden, you're in a tug of war with your dog. So you've essentially created a slot machine that your dog is going to continue to pull the lever on just in case this is the time I get to pull and do the fun thing. But what if there's a better way? What if you could make the rules of the game simple and clear so your dog understands at any given moment what is actually expected of them? And this is where a two-uniform system comes in. We have a piece of equipment that our dog is able to pull into and can relax in and sniff and be a dog. And then we have another piece of equipment that is meant for work, where our dog needs to walk on a nice loose lead and engage with us. For most people, I would recommend that your harness becomes your relaxing equipment. That's the one where the dog's going to feel very comfortable pulling into. And then when you want to train, when you go to a busy public place and you need to walk past people and dogs, switch to some form of training collar, and that way your dog will have those cues, and by the way, so will you, about when it's time to work and be strict, and then when it's time for your dog to relax and chill out. You're not just changing a piece of equipment here, you're changing your dog's entire mindset about how they view the walk. Implement this on your next walk, and I promise you will see a monumental difference in your dog's behavior. And so you've learnt that just like you, not wearing a suit and tie to relax and watch TV in the evening, your dog also needs a change of uniform for when they're working and when they're relaxing. But you have the information, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can implement it. Then I would invite you to book a completely free consultation call. You can click the link in the description. Like I said, completely free, no pressure with it. It's just so I can understand a little bit more about what's going on with your dog and ultimately see if I can help you moving forward. And if you like this video, I guarantee you're going to like this one even more.